Alright gamers, it's your boy Waffles back at it again with another video. First thing I want to do is shout out this dude, is Jdanks. I have subscribed to his channel, and you should all subscribe to his channel. He does kind of the same thing I do, but he's slightly more entertaining and he's less on drugs, so cool. Today we're going to talk about trackballs because I have shown my trackball and I wanted to explain why I use this trackball and not other trackballs. So, sorry for all these tabs, I'm doing stuff right now. This is the trackball I have, the xkeys ltrac. It is very fucking expensive. It is also probably the best trackball you could ever buy. You could ever hope to buy. So this is based on the old, what the fuck were they called? Anyways, they bought a company, and I forget what that company's name is called, and they started producing the old trackballs, and they're super moddable. They have like jacks for different keys in case you want to add more keys to it, but otherwise it's pretty simple. It's got a very good scroll wheel, which is like very smooth, and it doesn't like jump all over the place, which is great. Unlike most normal fucking mice that have like the most garbage trackball, or sorry, trackpad ever, or scroll wheel ever. It has steel rollers in it, and what's important about that is when you have a trackball, you're gonna get finger scum all over it. So with the normal mouse, you just scrape out the finger scum, but with a trackball, that scum is going to get into your bearings, and it's gonna make your action real unsmooth. So what do you want to do about that? This thing has 3 screws. You just need a normal like Phillips head one, Phillips head one, and you just unscrew it, take it apart, uh, scrape out the gunk from the rollers, and you're good to go for another like 6 months or so. It's great. Whereas if you buy something like the Kensington Expert, which is garbage, I do not recommend this trackball. I've had one of these. I found it super scratchy. I even hated the buttons. I hated the scroll wheel. It was like super crunchy. It was disgusting. That thing sucks. And the ball, unlike the X keys, which if you've seen my video on this, holy shit, if you've seen my video on this, I have a literal 8 ball in mine. Like I just bought a pool ball on Amazon, a standard size pool ball, and I stuck it in there and it worked fine. Oh yeah, you also get LED options. So like I bought the red one, so it has like this big glowing red orb, and I didn't like that, so I put in the big black ball. Or you can get blue, or you can just get black. And if you don't like giant glowing red balls, I would say just get black. Kensington Expert though has a slightly smaller ball, so you are not able to pool ball swap it like you used to. So bear that in mind. Is if you buy this, you will be using a proprietary ball, which is fine. You know, you can always buy another ball. Elecom huge. So if you are looking for something that has more ergonomics, the xkeys ltrac I found, I like game on this thing. That's how I play my MMOs actually, because like World of Warcraft and Guild Wars 2 don't require precise clicking. You pretty much use your mouse to look around and like manage your inventory, so it's super easy to play with the trackball. But the elecom huge, or sorry, and I'm able to like use it all day every day without my fingers or my wrist getting tired, which is cool. I don't even need I thought I would need a little brace or something, like a, if you feel like you're hitting your desk or something with your wrist, you can always buy a, I think 3M makes these little mouse wrist rests, and you just stick it on top of there and you're good to go. And then your cat likes to play with it, so that's fun. But the Elecom Huge is ergonomic out of the box, and I kind of don't like this layout. I've never used an Elecom Huge. Uh, I've thought about buying one just to say I have one, but the Linux cast has had one, and he says he don't really like it that, or sorry, he says he likes it, and it's or less expensive enough for him, cheap enough for him, whatever the fuck. Uh, and he seems to like the layout, so I may end up buying one of these someday just to try it out, but I don't know if it's going to compare to my L-Track. Of course, this thing, as well as the Kensington Expert, these use ceramic ball bearings, and unlike steel rollers, which are able to take a lot of gunk before they you start noticing like your trackball's jumping a bit. You have to be cleaned out like maybe once a day, especially if you're like me and your fingers like to shed a lot, you know. I get a lot of gunk comes off my fingers and very easily, and I'm like super sweaty. So yeah, you know. But these with ceramic ball bearings means you're going to be cleaning them a lot more frequently because they're like these tiny dots that sit inside there. And what happens is the ball rolls around and it collects gunk on those dots, and those have to be cleared out. It's really easy to clear them out, unlike the X keys, which you have to unscrew things. This one you just pop the ball out, so it's a bit easier, and you get that ergonomic shape in case you need that. But the XCOM is also pretty ergonomic, I found. I don't remember how good the Kensington Expert was ergonomic wise. It does have 4 buttons though, whereas on the X keys you need to add your own buttons. And of course you can 3D print enclosures for those, or you can order them, and they're pretty cheap, so don't worry about it. This one I also don't know how to find a ball for. It does have a decent size ball, which is important, and this is still considered a finger ball. So in trackballs, you have 2 different kinds of balls. Finger balls, you would put your index and middle finger on this ball, and you would move them side to side or up and down, whatever you need to do. But for these, oh yeah, these are all the same. The Kensington Expert and the elecom Huge, except the ball is significantly smaller. So bear that in mind. The last one I'm gonna mention though is the one I actually do have, which is the one I have for like on the go shit, even though I never leave the house. So I have a Logitech MX575, and you have an option where they made one like the MX Master called the MX Ergo, and that one has a rubber coating, which I really don't like because again I'm a sweaty motherfucker, and when you sweat on that rubber, it ends up like peeling and shedding, and it feels gross. You know, it's like really swampy, and it's nasty, and there's no way to clean it. This when that rubber coating goes, it's over, and so it's a form of planned obsolescence. The MX575, however, is fully plastic, which is fine. I've noticed that it's decently ergonomic, but this one is called a thumb ball, and you'll notice that you can't really put your 2 fingers on here, so instead your thumb moves this ball around. And for people that you know, that need their fingers on it because they don't want to use their thumb, that's important. But some people don't mind just using a thumb ball, and it works about as well. It's about as accurate, so don't worry about it. uh the So if you're looking for a thumb ball, or sorry, a trackball, these are generally the ones I've looked at. I've owned 3 of them. I have not owned an elecom Huge, so I may buy one, you know, just to try it out. But yeah, these are what I've used so far. And these are generally what's recommended if you like check out Reddit or something, or like 4chan, or yeah, if you ask like what's the best trackball, they'll usually recommend one of these. Do not get the Kensington Expert though. DistroTube made that mistake, and it's a piece of shit. So there you go. Alright, that's gonna do it for me. Subscribe to Jay Danks. He's very cool. Just don't let him get over my subscriber count, because then I'll feel bad. Thanks.